Hello, hello. Welcome back to my space. I hope you are doing well. So, we are going to check what are the messages that we are getting right now for the collective. I'm thinking about this deck since some time, but every time that I'm sitting, I felt guided to use another deck. But today is the day. Oh, we have a card here that is turned interesting. Suffering in silence. Okay, we saw it. So let's see, let's get into it. Let's get 5 cards and get a bird's eye view of the situation, and then we will get into the tarot and get more information about each card. So let's see, what is the setting and the subject? Let's see. Again, the suffering in silence. It came in reverse. Very interesting. Somebody is not suffering in silence anymore, maybe. We might be talking about you. 2, relationship partnerships. Apology. Oh, interesting. I already see what's going on here. The driving energy. Burned bridges. Okay, listen, somebody wants to reconcile with you, but the reason being, it is because you are not suffering anymore, right? Kind of feel that we are talking here about someone that was counting on your suffering to stay stuck, right? Let's see, foundation. Antisocial in reverse. Yeah, you see. Here's the issue. Somebody wanted you stuck. Somebody wanted you depressed, right? Totally closed off. It kind of feels that somebody here wants to approach you, right? Because they are afraid now that you are moving on. Okay. Let's see the path shift, the change. What's going on? Boundaries in reverse. Okay, listen. What can I tell you? So, the only fact that we are talking here about someone who was hoping that you would be suffering, right? The in silence here for me is resonating because you might have been very discreet, doing your own thing. And this person might have thoughts because they didn't have information about you that you were suffering, right? And it kind of feels that they are realizing now, this is the main subject, right? They realize that you are not suffering in silence. So I kind of feel here 2 things. 1, they realize that you are not suffering. 2, the in silence here, I kind of feel that we might be talking about someone who is afraid that you will talk about what they did to you. Attracted to the antisocial in reverse, right? They are afraid that you will mingle with other people, right? And that due to that, they will be exposed for what they did, right? And so this is the reason why now they want to apologize. What they might be afraid that you reveal about them, it is that they are arrogant, that they are reckless, that they are dishonest. Okay, so they want to reestablish some kind of trust. I kind of feel that it's coming from a place of trying to silence you, right? Trying to charm you in some kind of way or confuse you, right? About what truly happened. No, 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 I didn't betray you. It's not like that. What's happened, it is this and that and that. You understand what I mean? Trying to confuse you about what happened in order for you, maybe, not to speak about what happened. Okay, so let's get a little bit more information here. I feel guided to use this deck. So let's take this deck and let's get a little bit more about all of this. Just a reminder, this is a collective reading, which means that it is a group reading, which means that it might be for you, it might be partly for you, and it might not be for you. So please take what resonates, leave the rest. Don't take on yourself a story that is not yours. If I'm talking about masculines and feminines with cards like cards that are gender related, right? I'm not talking about the gender, I'm talking about the energy. So please apply it however it applies. And this reading can be past, present, or future. So let's see what's going on here. 1 second. I want to see here. On the bottom of the deck we have possibilities, right? Okay. Yeah, so I'm attracted here to the belief in yourself. This is what I feel here. I kind of feel that this person knows that you have no doubt about what they did to you, right? Maybe they have tried to confuse you, maybe they have backstab you, so it's in the back, so you cannot see it, right? But it kind of feels obvious to them now that you see, you know, right? With the suffering in silence here, I truly feel that they have tried to instill some kind of doubt. So we might be talking about gaslighting, right? Making you believe that you are the problem. The reality that you see, no, you are misreading the facts, right? You are misreading. And it kind of feels that they understand now that you are not doubting of the reality. You know what they did, right? So this is truly, I kind of feel their main issue. It is that you have no doubt about the fact that you are not to blame. They are to blame, right? And they are trying to somehow save face. So tell me here, the suffering in silence, in reverse. Yeah, lost authority. Ooh. The Emperor in reverse and the Hierophant in reverse. Okay, we are talking here about someone who was trying to dominate a situation, control a situation. We are talking here about somebody very, very toxic. This is the karmic masculine energy, right? We might be talking about a feminine. As said, even though here we have two masculine gender related, we are talking about the energy. So Emperor in reverse, it's truly somebody here manipulative, controlling, ego-driven, status-driven, maybe money-hungry, greedy, corrupted. The corrupted here is very strong because we have the Hierophant in reverse too. Viens mon amour, viens ma princesse. Tu veux que je te descende? I'm sorry. If she's calling me again, I will take her down off the sofa. So, yeah, it kind of feels here that someone thought that they had some kind of authority over you, right? That they succeeded to manipulate you and confuse you. We are truly talking here, those are two cards of the major arcana, right? This is what we are starting with. I kind of feel that it is somebody here that since years and years and years has succeeded to confuse people about who they truly are. Very often, the Emperor in reverse is presenting themselves as an emperor. Somebody who knows how to maintain some kind of image, right? They maintain their mask. Very often very charming, right? Sometimes very charismatic. People trust them, listen to them, right? But it kind of feels that the mask might be sleeping, and even if not, you see behind the mask. So you might expose who they truly are, right? Let me check that you can see all the cards. You can, okay. So let's get a little bit more information here about the suffering in silence in reverse. Yeah, I truly feel that they're afraid of exposure. This is what I feel here. Yeah, the Two of Pentacles. Losing control, being unbalanced. I truly see here their mask and who they are, right? And I truly feel that they succeeded to maintain a clean image until now. But not anymore. Maybe in the past, whenever they were acting in a way or another, they succeeded to somehow silence the person, truly make them doubt of themselves, which is very cruel, right? If you are backstabbing someone, if you are hurting someone, making them believe that they are the problem, just to maintain your image, it's terrible, it's horrible. So yes, so here there is a true problem for them with you not being, I see in front of me the Ten of Swords, right? Being down, being broken. You are not. You are not, right? This is their problem. So we might be talking about someone who truly tried to keep you down. Okay. Let's see the apology here. Tell me the apology. Yeah, the Chariots. Five of Swords. Yeah, they cannot, you understand, there is something here that they did in the past, right? They did something in the past. They cannot defend themselves anymore. They lost. They cannot manipulate you anymore. This is why the apology. This is what I tell you. The reason why they want to apologize, it's not coming from a place of, I regret what I did, I feel guilty, it's not okay, this person deserves an apology. It's not what we are talking about. They are stuck. They are stuck, and the Five of Air here, right? The Five of Swords. This is winning at all costs. This is truly doing, this is what I was explaining to you before, right? This is doing whatever they need to do. 1 second, I'm sorry. 1 second. Viens mon amour, je te descends. Tu viens au studio? Non, je peux pas passer du temps avec toi. Après, viens. Viens, je te descends. Viens, viens au studio, viens. I'm sorry about that. If you are new here, so maybe you don't know, but my cat is handicapped. And even though until today she could do everything, now she's getting a little bit old, so she's getting up, but she's afraid to go down, right? So anyway, they are blocked, right? They are blocked. I truly feel a lot of fear here, right? They want to reconcile, right? They want to somehow make things better. But as said, I don't feel that it comes from a genuine place. It comes from the place that they lost. They cannot manipulate you. They lost. They know that they didn't succeed to keep you down, doubting yourself. Yeah, okay. What comes to me here, it is that if they would have any possibility not to apologize, they wouldn't have. This is what I absolutely don't like about this, right? Anyway, I believe that there are two kinds of people, right? There are people that if they know that they hurt you, they will immediately apologize, and they will immediately change their behavior, try to make it up to you. And other people, if they don't, it's not always the case, but very often I kind of feel that they don't want to apologize. They simply don't. I don't know about you. I would love to hear from you, but you know, I'm thinking about it and how much people truly change. I already explained to you that I think that some people are open to self-reflect, they are open to change, right? I know that personally, every time that somebody told me that I hurt them in some kind of way, I listened to it, and it just knowing that I hurt someone, it immediately created a change. Like there was not, I need time, I need this, I need that. No, immediately. Was I perfect in the change that I made? Maybe not, but still, immediately the motivation that I had to heal, in order to stop doing what I was doing that what was hurtful, was immediate. So Yeah, they want you to be buddies, but it comes from a place that they are stuck. They are stuck. Whatever manipulation they have tried, it doesn't work anymore. They have no authority over you. They cannot control you anymore. They cannot dominate you anymore. You are not impressed by them. You see behind their mask, they are fearful. This is the motivation, right? And yeah, they want buddy. This is exactly what I told you. Okay. Let's see here. The burned bridges in reverse. What's written on the card, it is lack of trust, disloyal, turned back on. Tell me. Burned bridges. Hoppa, this fell on the floor. Oh, okay. Oh. Yeah, sorry, the card fell. They are afraid for their environment. They are afraid to lose their friends, their surroundings. They are afraid of you revealing who they are. Yeah, they are afraid to be totally blocked. They are afraid to be seen for the karmic that they are. I kind of feel here also that they might have lied to a lot of people about you. This is backfiring energy, right? So they might be very afraid that people see and understand, it might be simply, right, that they have made up some kind of story about you. And now already there is the truth is out, right? Because the way that they painted you, and we saw that people are very curious, when somebody's doing a smear campaign, and they are insisting, and you are always in their mouth. At the end of the day, people want to check, like, who are you? If they know you, they don't know you. And it kind of feels that because the antisocial here is in reverse. So it might be that you were in hermit mode and you are not anymore. It might be that you are out and about and you are talking to people and socializing. And it might be that you are online, for example, right? But anyway, I feel here that they feel already that they lost some kind of control over the situation here. That it is already backfiring, right? And I truly feel that they want to come in order to give you another version of the events, in order to somehow soften the fall, right? They cannot defend themselves. They lost, they cannot defend themselves. They can't. Yeah, the toxic environment, right? I truly feel here that we are talking about them being afraid of their own environment. They are afraid of their environment turning on them. As said, this is blocked energy or backfiring energy, so they might be afraid now, using all those people to spread lies about you. Now, backfiring, the gossip will be about the truth about them, and they cannot defend themselves. They can't. So they might even think that they can somehow charm you or confuse you in some kind of way where you will take part of the responsibility or accountability, or that maybe you would be the softening element, saying to people, okay, they made a mistake, they shouldn't have done that, but if I can forgive them, then you should be able to forgive them too. Understand? Something like this. I truly feel that this person is desperate, but I also feel that they created their own downfall. This is what I feel. Like, they are desperate. They should have been desperate before they did whatever they did, right? Before burning the bridges. Because I feel that we are not talking about someone who has just, that the bridge was burned between both of you. They tried to burn all your bridges, because we have the antisocial here. They wanted you to be antisocial. They wanted you to be isolated so that you wouldn't have an environment, a supportive environment, right? This is what they wanted. They wanted you to be blocked. Okay. Let's see here. The antisocial. What are we getting for the antisocial? They lost control. Whatever they said about you, right? Whatever they said, it's not holding anymore, right? They need to make up a new story. They need to make up a new story about the betrayal that happened. This is the card that I saw before, right? The Ten of Swords. Yeah. They need a new story. This is what they need because they totally lost control over the situation. Which is truly a problem for an Emperor in reverse. Yeah. You know, it's somebody who's creating a situation, right? I truly feel that they created this situation because of who they are, right? They create a situation that is too big for them. Too big. And so, for some kind of reason, maybe arrogance, right? We have the arrogance here on the card. Because they are arrogant, they think that their plan will work. They think that they will be able to silence you. They think that they can keep you separated from people, right? That they can burn all your bridges, and maybe they have succeeded to burn bridges, right? Yep, okay. Tell me more about this antisocial. Yeah. Look, they are very much afraid for their money, for their status, for their image. They are afraid to be seen as somebody untrustworthy, somebody that would do anything in order to maintain some kind of power. With the King of Pentacles in reverse, we are talking about someone maintaining some kind of image. We are talking about somebody controlling, manipulative, corrupted even, right? Because they are status driven and they are ego driven. They would do anything in order to maintain that. We are talking here about somebody that is all about themselves. They don't care about anyone, right? And here's the thing, they are competing also with everybody. And this is also telling me that they are very afraid of people realizing that in fact they are in competition with everyone, that they are not trustworthy. I truly feel that we are talking here about someone who has some kind of image that is so different of who they are. We might be talking about someone who is presenting themselves as being so sensitive, you know, so sensitive, or the morality is so important to them, right? And it's truly just not what it is. It's not what it is. You know, they might pretend money doesn't matter, all those superficial things are irrelevant. It's a lie. It's a lie. They are a very good crook, right? Because they know how to present an image that is so far away from who they truly are that they succeed to confuse people. But this is the thing about crooks, right? Yeah. Yeah, they are very, very afraid of what you could reveal about them, what you know about them. They are afraid to be attacked. They are afraid of the conflict that you can create in their life. Yeah, look, and it is touching this Three of Cups in reverse. Yeah, they are afraid that their whole circle will turn against them. It might already be the case. It might already be because we have the antisocial here in reverse and we have the boundaries here in reverse. So I kind of feel that there is something about, there is already some kind of revelation that came out, right? I kind of feel that this person wouldn't approach you and apologize if they were not already drowning, right? I kind of feel that they are so arrogant, so sure of themselves in some kind of way. So, I don't know if sure of themselves is the right term, but I feel that this person will deny the truth as long as they can deny it. Yeah. There is here something about them protecting themselves of needing to see the truth for what it is. But I feel that there is, that's it. They are already, they already feel the consequences, right? They already feel the consequences. Maybe they lost work. Maybe people are not admiring them anymore the way that they thought. We have the loss of control here, right? Here, the chariot in reverse. No direction, no forward movement, stuck. Losing. Whatever story they have told here doesn't work anymore. Kind of feel that nobody's listening to them anymore, right? They cannot defend themselves. Okay, let's see here the boundaries. The boundaries in reverse, what's written on the card, it's disrespectful, enough is enough, and defend yourself, right? It is in reverse. So, did they present you as being disrespectful and it doesn't work anymore? People see that you are respectful, right? With the enough is enough, what I feel is that you gave this person a lot of time in order to make things right. You might have forgiven them of things that happen over and over again, thinking that at a certain moment they would be intelligent enough to understand that they are digging their own grave, but they are too arrogant to see that, right? They thought that they would win at all cost. So it didn't happen. And I also feel here that maybe because you didn't defend yourself, they thought that they were in a good position. You might have decided not to defend yourself because you didn't see why you should defend yourself. You might have tried to defend yourself and understand that it is just making the situation worse, right? People asking you questions that obviously they don't believe you, they don't trust you, right? Kind of feel that this person might have created a very painful, very traumatic situation already. So, you know, when you are going to people, and I kind of feel that maybe you could feel in the energy of people that they were expecting you to defend yourself, right? This might also be the reason why, you know, you said, I'm not doing that, right? I'm taking care of myself. Okay. So let's see here these boundaries in reverse, what we are getting here. Let's see. Boundaries in reverse. Boundaries in reverse. The Tower in reverse, the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, listen, they are trying to avoid the catastrophe. This is what's going on. The Page of Cups in reverse. The Page and the Page. Yeah, we are talking here about someone, you understand? We are talking here about someone who is presenting themselves as an emperor, right? Somebody mature and all of it, right? A leader. We have two pages here. two pages here, and it's very interesting. So the page we are talking about immaturity is childish, right? Somebody who's thinking in a very, very childish way. And look what we have here. It's interesting. We have the pentacles in the upright. With the pentacles, we are talking about materiality, right? We saw here that this person, for them, the superficial is very important. When we are talking about superficial, we are talking about the appearances, the status, the power, the money, all those kind of things. Very, very important. They don't have what it takes to have it, but they still want it, right? They want to have the authority, while they should have no authority, right? So it's very, very important for them. So see that here, this is in the upright. So they are looking at their money. They are looking at what is going to happen. But the Page of Cups here is in reverse. So when we are talking about the emotional, there is no emotional. This is telling me sociopath, psychopath. You understand what I mean? There is no emotion. This is no apology. Right? So this is what I tell you. I don't feel that they want to apologize. I kind of feel that this is the last step for them in order to try to save them in some kind of way of this tower that is falling. The tower is falling. It's just a question of time. So this is telling us that I feel that the tower is already there. This is what I feel, but they are still in denial. They are still thinking that somehow they can reverse the situation. We might be talking about someone who have succeeded to get away in the past with things that they shouldn't have. Maybe they grew up with parents that tolerated everything, right? Not teaching them consequences of their actions, right? It might be something like that. I kind of feel that this person might have been protected in some kind of way in the past. Yeah. I feel that they are totally in denial, but what they are thinking about, it is the pentacles. They are not coming from their heart space. I kind of feel that I started to say something and that I cut the phrase in the middle and I didn't finish. So, with the boundaries here, I feel that the thing, because this is in the path shift and the change, they want you to take down your boundaries the moment that they realize that you have boundaries, right? If you see disrespect, you are stepping away. You might have said to yourself, enough is enough. I need to protect myself from this person, from this situation. We might be talking about any kind of relationship, right? We might be talking about family even. We might be talking about a romantic relationship, a friendship, work, whatever. You know your situation, right? I kind of feel that it's the moment that they realize that you put up boundaries, maybe you kind of isolated yourself and they jump on the bandwagon in order to make up the lies, thinking that you were suffering in silence, just to awaken now that you are strong, in fact, right? They saw you as weak. And so when you were weak, they didn't need to apologize. When you were weak, they could make your situation even worse in order to truly be sure, step on you when you are already down, to be sure that, you would just stay down. And I truly feel here that their issue, it is that they realize that they misread the situation. They misread the situation. Yes, you might have protected yourself, but it all comes from a place of healing, right? The possibilities here at the bottom of the deck. Follow your dreams. Believe in yourself, right? Okay. So now I kind of feel that the change came the moment that they realize that you have respect, right? The Six of Swords. Yeah, you're going towards calmer waters. You going towards calmer waters. I feel that they have crossed every possible boundary that there was, right? And so you might have protected yourself, and in this protection, as you might have been discreet in some kind of way, they thought that you were down, you know, in the grave that they have dig for you. They thought that you were there. Just to realize that in fact, no, you went towards calmer waters. Okay. I truly feel somebody who's used to be able to gaslight people, confuse people, leave people totally broken. And I also feel, you know, here's the thing, right? Because the way that they act towards you, this is their way of acting, right? What we often see, right, in the news, it is that once one person is speaking about their experience with someone, then suddenly we have many people starting to speak, right? Because it's like, oh, I thought that they only did that to me. Maybe because I did something inviting it, right? But once somebody is speaking up and saying, this person, this is what they are doing, suddenly people that didn't feel comfortable to talk about it because maybe they have been gaslit, maybe because they have been confused, maybe because they have eaten the lies, you know, making them think that they are the issue, right? Suddenly they say, oh, no. It's not that I invited it, it is that this is how this person is acting, right? And I truly feel here that this person might also be very, very afraid because they know that they have a lot of how do we say? Ghosts in the closet? Are we saying that? You know? A lot of people that if you are starting to speak up, a lot of people will come forward and say, I had the same experience with this person, this is what this person did to me. I had the same experience with this person, this is how this person has tried to destroy my life, my social circle, right? How they have destroyed me, tried to block me. Whatever they did to you, if they stalk you, yeah, same. Okay? If they have stolen from you, same, right? This is what they are afraid of. That through you now, everything will come out. Everything will come out. Let's get to closure here. Tell me. Yeah, you see? The moon in reverse. The secrets coming out. There is no more confusion. There is no more confusion. Yeah, listen. They have betrayed people over and over again. Never thinking that at a moment or another, they will have to deal with the consequences of their actions. Look what we have here, people working together. The moment that you are speaking, right, all those people that thought that they were the issue, they will have a very clear image of the fact that they are not the problem. They were dealing here with somebody who is corrupted, abusive, toxic. Right? And it takes them out of their nightmare. It takes them out of the position where they think that they are the problem. It takes them out of their fragility. It gives them back their own power. Right? Yeah, and so this person will be seen exactly for who they are. A karmic. And it's interesting because we have the karmic feminine here. We might be talking about a masculine, it doesn't matter. We might be talking about a feminine. But this is a terrible energy, right? And I truly feel that they are presenting themselves. We saw the emperor here, right? I showed you how the emperor present themselves. And I truly feel that they present themselves as somebody loving, caring, abundant, you know, maybe somebody of the collective. Right? For who it's so important, the society, you know? Yeah. So listen, I will leave it here. I hope that it was helpful, insightful, maybe even healing. So yeah, you know, this person is desperate, right? They might approach you. Obviously, check them, right? Check them. If you are open for the apology, which I kind of feel that you might not be, right? But, you know, if you open the door, if you answer the call, anyway, there's one lesson that I learned, right? I used to be very, even if people were not apologizing, I was accepting, even if somebody was apologizing, I wasn't making it difficult on them, right? I learned that it's not a good idea. Somebody apologizes, even if you want to accept the apology, you have to stay awake, right? You have to stay awake. It's important because when somebody did something, I believe in forgiveness, I believe in change, I believe in all those kind of things, but I also know how people will use words and there is nothing behind. I also understand the difficulty of change, right? And somebody truly needs to be motivated to change. It's easy to say, I apologize. It's easy. For some people, it's not, right? Some people will make you believe that you never apologize when it's them that never apologize, right? So, but words are cheap. So it's always important to check what is this apology truly about, right? Are they taking responsibility? Are they taking accountability? It's important, to be able to say what they are apologizing for and listen to what they are saying, right? So anyway, sending you a lot of love, a lot of good vibes. I'll see you in the comments. Until very, very soon. Bye.